Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome to Progressive Discussions. And it is a Sunday, Domingo, 5:37 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in northeastern New Jersey. And with my co-host, the one and only Mick Von Raven from Chicago, who is in his man cave. How are you doing this weekend, sir?
Hell yeah, I'm in the man cave, and let's say today's show is brought to you by Cambridge Analytica. Oh, wait a minute. Let's Google that. Oh, they're Russian. Oh, well, they're check cleared. It's cool.
Well, 7 lucky bells for this week's Progressive Discussions because the guest that I had in the past 2 weeks turned out to be a tad bit too right-wing for me. That was in hiding behind the U.S. Constitution. He called himself a constitutionalist, but he doesn't believe in social programs at all. He doesn't like what they do in Scandinavia. He doesn't like any handouts. Everybody's a lazy cheater, and he wants it like it was in the 19th century, where if you're poor and you didn't have any money, you die. And he says that's freedom. He says that's real American freedom.
No, it's not. It's the Ku Klux Klan is what that is.
Well, he was very he changed the subject a lot when I brought up the bloated military budget and that welfare social services only make up 2% of the total budget. He quickly changed the subject, and he was very obsessed with immigrants that come south of the border.
Oh, yeah.
Including Haiti. In other words, if you're an immigrant of color, he was very, very fixated on that, as opposed to, let's say, European immigrants, which he claimed cheat the system. Like right-wing individuals are very obsessed with people getting help, like on the dole, or people. Everybody's a lazy cheater. Like there's so many jobs out there.
Where did you find this piece of work?
I found them in the parking lot of Aldi's.
Well, that should tell you something, James. You got to be a little more disconcerting with your co-host. Sounds like the guy duped you and then showed who he really was on the air.
Well, he used the U.S. Constitution as a way of hiding his right-wing tendencies. I said, and then he also used the Bible. I said, let me tell you something.
Yikes.
Let me tell you something about the Bible that he says he read from cover to cover. I says, first of all, the end of Revelation has some very strong words about people that choose to rewrite the Bible to suit their own agenda. Number one. Number two, the Bible, the real Bible, before all the evangelicals rewrite it, it's loaded with commands for the rich to help the poor, and all the so-called handouts and social programs, which only make up 2% of the budget, all involved helping the poor. And the Bible is just chock full of that information. And as far as the so-called right-to-lifers that care about you if you're still in the womb, but if you're born, they can care less about you. The only time the Bible mentions when life truly begins is when God gave Adam his first breath. A fertilized egg is no more a human baby than an acorn is an oak tree. And his answer was, fertilized human egg is not an acorn. Well, of course it's not. But it's not a human life. It's not a baby. There's probably no soul in it yet, if one exists.
Yeah, did you lose the guy's number?
What's that?
Did you lose the guy's number, I hope?
I kind of told him how I felt via Google, via Gmail, and he hasn't replied to me, which means I'm a tad bit too far to the left. Oh, by the way, all according to him and his so-called patriots, you know, because he says they're all patriots. According to them, all the corrupt politicians that are on the take are always Democrats. They're never Republicans in his eyes. And
well, speaking of on the take, let's talk about our good friend Mark Zuckerberg and all he's taken from us and what he owes us.
Yes, and let me start off by having 7 lucky bells for this week's progressive discussions. And everything we talk about politically is part of our series, Capitalism in a Conch Shell. Soaking that conch energy. Yes, King Neptune, it is very true that the right wing often come wrapped in the American flag, holding a cross and a Bible. Yes, counterfeit Christians. Yes, the late great Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, whom I dedicate the show in memorial to, used to say that. He used to call them counterfeit Christians, and they're phonies, and they're really racist down deep. But eventually, their true racist colors come through. Yes, King Neptune. Okay. You know what? I need in honor of Reverend Bill and the shows I did with him, let me get my lucky blackthorn.
Very nice.
Shillelagh. Okay, with the shamrock of authenticity, as you could see, blackthorn. Okay. ZuckerBeakGeek has been in the news, obviously.
He needs to forgo Facebook and give it to us, because he should have it taken away for what he did.
Well, I hope it's true that our stolen private information by his spying is going to might give us $17,000 a piece. That would be just fine and dandy if that's true.
Yeah, you know. Right now, I'm in another 30-day prison for a non-nude photo that has been posted on Facebook. I shared, but if I was Russian and I gave him some money, everything would be a-okay.
If you had a Slavic accent, and yeah, if you were Russian, yeah, sure.
It's all about the cash. Beak knows. It's all about the cash to pay for his fucking island. He lives on an island, in physically and metaphysically. He thinks he's very special and one of a kind.
Well, he's a scrawny, little hawk-nosed Wall Street Zionist that has 700 acres on a Hawaiian island, and he wants to throw native Hawaiians off of this island that he feels entitled to own and control himself. So I guess 700 acres on this Hawaiian island is not large enough for Mark Zuckerberg and his little Asian wife. No, he needs the whole entire island because his ego is like Donald Trump's ego. It's like a million times bigger than his size or his nose. And you know,
they're two of a kind. And he, you know, he's already rich. He's so greedy. He doesn't care who he hurts with what he does. He's just another great American thief.
Well, he's a carnival, a snake oil charlatan like Donald Trump is, and I heard his spokeswoman there. What the hell was her name? Sandberg or something. You know, she was talking like you know, very gentle voice. You know, like Jill Stein or Nancy Pelosi. She was saying how Facebook cares about bringing the world together. We want to bring everyone together. That is our purpose. You're full of shit. Your purpose is making money, spamming everybody.
In a real dollar and cents way, let's bring the world together. Fuck Facebook. Pieces of shit.
Let me tell you something. They want to bring your money together with their pockets. Your money money together with their pockets by spamming you and scamming you 24/7 and implementing your corporate fascist phony Facebook community standards, which are completely phony and hypocritical, like most right wing evangelicals.
I really hope the penalty is so great that Zuckerberg has to sell Facebook. I really do.
I hear the CEO of Tesla is trying to buy it.
Good.
But Zuckerberg is such an egomaniac, he probably will and hawk nose greedy blood-sucking Zionist Zuckerberg will probably hold out for as much money as he can, more money than Facebook is worth, most likely.
Word is that the owner of Tesla wants to buy it and shut it down. That might not be such a bad thing either.
Well, social media, even though there are people who treat social media as if it's
It's a spoken word from God via social media.
well, it's a way of it's a way of making friends and occupying their time and filling a gap. Social media also causes a lot of trouble in people's lives. We're being spied upon. Google does it. Now I hear Bozo Jeff Bezos, the dildo-headed Bozo Bezos, is spying on people. I don't know why. Of course, for monetary reasons. I don't know why Amazon would want to spy on anyone. But it seems like being that he's so filthy rich, he's most likely part of the oligarch, the top 2% that are not paying their fair share in income taxes, if any. And every time I brought that up with my previous co-host, he changed the subject. It seems like right-wing people, especially even those that don't have a pot to piss in, are always defending corporate CEOs, corporations, and politicians that are only dedicated to serving and protecting the very rich because they're on the take. Now, why would a person who doesn't have a pot to piss in support someone, who only cares about the rich? I don't know.
How about that CEO from Toys R Us that got like a 14 million bonus when they went bankrupt? A judge gave it to him, a good buddy judge. Social media in general, Twitter's not much better than Facebook. They haven't put me in jail yet, but I'm meeting women on Twitter, which could be men pretending to be women. They're all 31 years old and they all want money from you. So basically, that's full of money grubbing whores.
You mean the scammers, the men from Nigeria and Ghana, Africa, pretending to be young white American women?
I on my phone, but my speaker's broken. Oh, I can't video chat with you. The camera's broken. Oh, can you send me money to visit you? I know you have it. It's fucking bullshit. I get entertained for a few minutes and then fuck off to them.
You got a smartphone. You have a webcam and a mic. Ipso facto ergo automatically comes with every smartphone sold, every laptop sold, every tablet sold. You don't have to go and buy a webcam and a mic anymore.
No, you don't. So
they're
scammers hiding behind. Yesterday I had one wanted me to get on Hangouts and a guy answered. And I said, fuck off, and hung up. And this person said, that was my brother. Oh, okay. He's in on the scam. Fuck off.
Why would you want to talk to some dude if you're personally talking to supposedly a female? I don't understand their logic.
It's called they're trying to cover their ass and whoops, don't pick up next time. We almost had him. So one other thing I want to bring up, James, is I had my 1-year review at work.
Right.
And I've been there a year and I've been busting hump. And my review took an extra 2 months, and I did over 2,200 jobs for them with just 163 clerical errors. And they said, it's not the work you did, that doesn't count. It's the errors that we're going to count against you. And we want you under 2% errors. And we're going to give you a really bad raise because you weren't under 2%, even though you did that much work. I called foul on that, and I've taken it to the highest authority at my work. It's just more corporate companies trying to stick it to you. The harder you work, they don't reward you the least. I was really shaken up and very upset by it. I'm glad I'm taking steps to counter and fight it.
You know, what you just said reminds me of not only an ongoing trend today, but it reminds me of a testimonial by a former Amazon employee who claims that Amazon is a slave driving company that puts quotas on you, even if you're an office worker, that you have to meet these quotas. All these nitpicky excuses, like that, what they told you, Mick Von Raven, and what they tell this woman, they're just excuses not to give you raises in salary, and or to just be a slave driver and fire you. I mean, it's just to me, it's an excuse not to give you a raise after your periodic review, and it's about corporate greed. But it's okay for the overrated, blood-sucking CEO to just not let anything trickle down and just suck up all the profits of a corporation. Like,
that's Republican thinking right there. That's what they, the conservative businessman that aligns himself with the Republican Party and is like-minded, and well, they'll get money somewhere else, not from me. Well, I come to find out that this practice they're pulling on me, this 2%, is not being done in any other location, making it invalid and against company policy. You cannot do it to one office and not others. We're a large corporation nationwide, and what's fair is fair. And they've been very unfair to me, and I've been very unhappy about it.
Corporate, you know why? It's disrespectful to you. It holds you in contempt for all the time and that you spend as an employee, all the work that you've done, for them to ignore the accomplishments that you've made and only focus on the flaws means that
they were clear. They didn't cost the company any money. And here's the thing: when I went in there, my boss said, "Oh, well, someone did 1,000 more than you did." He tried to unvalidate the work I did. And then he went on to say, "How do I make you successful?" I said, "Excuse me?" I said, "I'm successful. Don't you mean more successful?" And then this motherfucker said, "How do I fix you?" I wanted to wring his neck. What am I, a dog? Fix me. I had another meeting with him before then. He told me to fuck off in the office when I asked him about my review. And I had words with him, and I'm sorry, it won't happen again. Oh, did you report me? And then he mentioned fixing me. And I said, don't bring that up in my review. And of course he did. He's got some issues. He's not mentally stable.
You know what? This guy deserves to get all 4 of his tires slashed and his head busted and his 2 legs broken.
Or fired would be good too. Just fire him. And the Japanese CEO is so duped by the whole thing. Oh, he's shocked that he's complaining about this, meaning me. They're taking it to corporate and having a meeting about it. Well, they're going to come find out, well, what you're doing could end in a lawsuit. Let's just give him some money is what I'm hoping they do. This guy, then we had another meeting with the whole department, and he brought up, we're going to keep this 2% error ratio until somebody comes up with something better. And I don't want HR involved in all your reviews. And I knew he was speaking directly to me, indirectly in this meeting. I just don't need it. I work too hard. I'm a straight up person. I've been doing this for 30 years. I don't need any of what they're telling me. None of it.
An above average employee does not need to be fixed, quote unquote, fixed.
I had a very successful year, over 2,200 files correct with less than 10% error ratio. You can't get machines to do that. They can fuck right off. Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy. I'm just steaming mad.
This is the place to vent. Believe me, venting privately is not as good as this, because I'm going to really promote this video, because let me tell you something. I'm sure you're not the only victim here.
This is the new corporate America. I've seen this classic move where they tell you you're down when you're up. Oh yeah, you're down. You failed, you know? And then they're laughing all the way to the bank to themselves. Oh, he thinks he failed. We duped him. You know, it's like Zuckerberg and him taking our fucking freedoms away. Oh, they don't know any better. We duped them. Everybody thinks we're just dumbasses, and we're not.
You know what? I welcome CEOs to spy on my my instant messages and my inboxes. I want them to all know the real hard-hitting truth and how I really feel, because if they want to street fight me, they can find me. I will give them my address if they want to be tough guys, but they're not. You know, these geeks, if you look at most of them, they're geeks that probably got beat up by the football jocks in high school and went headfirst into a dumpster. They have keyboard courage. They'll never ring my doorbell for a good old-fashioned street fight, because, you know, they have this keyboard courage. But like I said again, an above average employee does not need to be fixed or altered in any way or degraded like you were.
You're successful, James. How can I make you successful, buddy? I want to help you out.
Oh, this shillelagh. Oh, could you imagine cracking him right upside his head?
So he's got it coming. He's Irish.
Oh, this black
a bad name, telling me fuck you.
Let me tell you something, brother. Brother Von Raven never really wrapped you upside the head, you bastard. I mean, you know what? I hope unions come back, and they come back militant. I really do. This son of a bitch, this is just an excuse. That's all it is, not to give you a raise. And
they gave me a raise, but the worst kind, really super low. And then I said, how much is that? And he said, about 10 cents an hour, which it's not. It's more. But I say that in a review in front of the Japanese branch manager. It was degrading, demoralizing, and wrong, and dead wrong. And this guy should be fired for what he did. And the Japanese branch manager should be written up for letting this. Here's one of my favorite parts. When I went to corporate and said, hey, what's this? They said, oh, did they show you the 4 pages of your review? And I said, excuse me? This is my first review. I didn't know there was 4 pages. I mean, they tried, and then they made me sign something without showing me the whole 4-page review. It was a sham, a scam, and I'm just beside myself with anger and angst. And my mom is in the hospital. She's doing well, doing better, looking better, hopefully getting out very soon. And these people know that, and that's what they have to say to me. Fuck you, and you didn't do well. You're not successful. They can go suck a fat baby's dick.
Are you in a union?
No union there. Never been a union in my type of office work, you know.
It's really
it's a shame what they did, and I have to admit I'm an emotional person, but when you get stepped all over for no reason other than greed, you know, it's more than an emotional outburst. It's a sham, a scam, and just an outrageous. Fuck them all.
Well, you were disrespected horribly at greed. That is true. They're nitpicking. They're looking for excuses not to pay you what you're worth. To his comment about making you successful and fixing you means that he's treating you like a slave. Why? Where is the incentive, people? Where is the incentive for an employee to do better and work harder and achieve more if there is no monetary gain? In other words, grease your palm, for God's sakes. Grease your palm.
Means minimum. I'm not going to do 2,200 jobs for them ever again. And
listen,
you know, I'm just I'm beside myself. It's hard to get up and go there right now. I mean, maybe my future lies somewhere else is all I'm saying. Maybe.
Do not go beyond the call of duty ever again for a company that does not appreciate you and respect you and compensate you. It could be any company. Just do what the job description list mentions, and don't go beyond unless you see that you're being appreciated.
I've been going in there at 6 a.m., 6:15, 6:30, 7 a.m. until 5. I get paid overtime, but the point is that I'm dedicated and I do the work. And I said, why could I start leaving at 4:30? And he said, never. I don't want to be holding the bag. I said, what about the other two that leave early? Well, they're special. They're supervisors and they've been here a long time. I said, well, I've been in the industry over 30 years. Really? And then just the other day, I had to leave early for a concert, maybe 3 minutes early. He said, oh, I'll take care of this. I know you're going to a concert. So he's a Jekyll and Hyde person. And, you know, I just don't need it. I don't need it at all. I'm open to any offers for a new job, any offers at all. It's got to be a good job. I'm not just going to leave. But, you know, like I said, my future is probably somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, what is this, like the Industrial Revolution with J.P. Morgan and child labor and no labor laws? I mean,
or Chicago, the Pullmans, where they'll put you into their village and you could pay them rent, and next thing you know, you own more and more money each month, making those Pullman luxury rail cars.
You know, I was right. I was right to say capitalism in a conch shell. This is truly a perfect example of capitalism in a conch shell. And there's the conch, man. And speaking of conch, this guy needs a conch from the old Blackthorn Shillelagh. This is an outrage. I mean, I'm sorry.
He needs to have one of those called again, a blanket party, where he comes out of work and maybe at night, throw a blanket over him. He doesn't know who it is, and just start beating the shit on with pillowcases full of sodas or something. And oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you got injured? Oh God, that's a shame. Let me fix you. I can help fix you. Let me make you more successful. It sounds like you're unsuccessful defending yourself.
Yeah, how about I will successfully connect your jaw with my brass knuckles, with my pair of brass knuckles, or my blackjack, or the shillelagh.
These fuckers only understand force. You know, they try to rape you and take all your cash until you hit them in the mouth, and then oh, wait a minute, maybe I can't steal from this one.
Yeah, well, I just want to say thank you, Google, YouTube, for not automatically going to the person who speaks. They're supposed to make you full screen when we go live, but hasn't been working. Maybe the right-wing corporate whores are doing it to antagonize me and us, but I have to manually go from you to I. And
that's bullshit, Jimmy. That's bullshit. And YouTube had their run-in this weekend. I don't advocate killing them, but sounds like they had, something they knew they shouldn't be doing, and they just kept doing it, and somebody went nuts.
I visited a relative that possessed a beautiful 10mm Glock that has a bigger punch than a .357 Magnum, from what it was explained to me. A 10mm Glock. Let me tell you something. It had a very nice hand feel to it, like the shillelagh. Let me tell you, Capitalism truly is in a conch shell, and they all suck. And you know what? And shame on you again, you hawk-nosed geek, motherfucking ZuckerBeakGeek, for spying on me and every member and using our personal information for monetary gain, you blood-sucking Wall Street Zionist piece of shit. And,
yeah, to get Donald Trump in office, his buddy.
You know, oh, we just want to give everybody. The girl, Sandberg, I think her name was, she was on CNN. We want to bring the world together. Yeah.
Cash in the meantime as well.
She was like a live female Barney the dinosaur. I love you and you love me and we all love each other. You know.
Maybe she should be asked if she wanted to boost her own post. Would you care to boost that?
Oh, you like my boost banner that I posted?
I love it. And by the way, boosting used to be stealing. I'm going to boost this from you. I'm boosting that. That was a term to steal. Isn't that ironic?
Is boosting what a jock strap does to your balls, to your gonads? I mean, doesn't
your manhood? Maybe Zuckerberg needs his manhood boosted for his island.
You know, speaking of boost, speaking of the scam known as the Zuckerberg Facebook boost, now they're doing it every few minutes. I call that harassment. Every few minutes, they're sending me an invitation to give them money to boost something. How greedy can you be, you Zionist hawk-nosed piece of shit, you Wall Street scumbag? Every few minutes, you're harassing me to boost my posts and my uploads, you piece of shit.
Let me tell you, when you are in 30-day prison, they don't have it in your support inbox. There's no note in there. And they continue to hammer you with emails about boosts, messages, birthdays. Go to Facebook now, log in now. Well, guess what? I'm in prison and can't do anything. Don't you remember? It's just a vicious circle. And I've been in prison more times than I care to remember. And everyone's like, what'd you do? Oh, just the First Amendment. That's all. I demonstrated my rights in America.
Oh, so what? Nudity. It's so puritanical.
Yeah, the woman wasn't even nude. She was censored. And my brother posted it and he got no trouble. I posted 30 days because my guardian angel at Facebook doesn't want me to be, the man I am. Women are sacred. Yeah, we love them. We do. And we post pictures of them because we love them, their forms, their brains, everything about them. Facebook has worse things going on. Russians and thieves stealing our personal information. What I'm doing is nothing.
Yeah. And the middle class carrying the tax burden unfairly, and so on and so forth. Nudity is meaningless. It's meaningless. Yeah, I lost my original Facebook profile to that neoliberal, carpet munching, loving, Hillary Clinton loving Tom Nolan, who is I think he's a compadre of Sasha Boyle, the other piece of shit. And
I'm getting off of Facebook. What, after the damage you did? Maybe you felt guilty, you cocksucker.
Yeah, I mean, what really bothered me was not the frivolous group called "This Group Is About Nothing," that I found out that I don't have any freedom to do what I want because I have to follow the Facebook rules. It was hard-hitting truth that really bothered me because I had over 3,000 members, and you know what? I used to promote progressive discussions Facebook page on hard-hitting truth, and so instead of reinstating me, and he totally blew you off when you sent him a message, instead of reinstating me, he gives the group to that black guy who also did not reinstate me as administrator, and it's like, I just took him off my friends list. That dude was on my friends. Both of them were on my friends list.
Stolen Facebook group. They steal them all the time, and Facebook could care fucking less.
Because they're so, I think Facebook is so paranoid about offending someone because they're afraid they might lose a
dollar,
a victim of their spamming and scamming. I think that could be.
Might not want to pay them anymore if they offend any of their good friends, you know, the Koch brothers and
but censorship.
They're new sponsors. Facebook was pretending to be out freedom when I joined years ago. I joined so many years ago. Now they're even saying that the average Facebook user is not a teenager, damn it. And Facebook was made for teens. Oh, really? I thought, you know, Snapchat and all that shit was made for teens.
Hey, let me tell you. Yeah, I thought like Instagram was for kids that are obsessed with photos. You know, hey, I was able to do more on Tom's MySpace. On MySpace, I had more freedoms, and I had more. It was more high tech than Facebook, to be honest with you.
I'm on a new one called FU. I'm posting it. It's cool, but the technology's still developing, and they even if you put something up they don't agree with, they just say, hey, you have to have like a group for this or a page, or, you know, they tell you what's going on. They don't put you in prison. They don't automatically delete your posts. They're fair and kind. Imagine that. They have no sponsors, and they don't sell your info to Russia. So it's called FU, just like the letters. I'm posting it. Check it out, everyone.
F, the letter U. I'm posting it.
Yeah, and I'm posting it spelled out. So
yeah, I mean, it's really
is what I want to say. FU, Mark Fuckerberg. Boost this, motherfucker. Boost this. You know?
I used to be able to choose my own. Oh, yeah, you got the, and I got the.
Buddy, and your spokesperson, which hole does she want it in? All of them? Boost this, buddy.
Oh, yeah, the woman that was on CNN. Oh, I just want to bring out the whole world together.
Yeah, I don't want to offend anyone, but Facebook really just wants to be friends with everyone, especially Russia, who just hurry up gas 40 people. Gassing is the way to go, I think.
You know,
we're not in Russia, we're in America. Oops. Yeah, human life's not very important to a lot of people, including Facebook, in my opinion.
And then the profiles become like popularity contests to see how many friends you could jam into your friends list. For God's sakes, you don't even know
they're fucking trolls. They're Russian trolls. All these friends you have.
You know how many right-wing see, this is why I disliked. I clicked unlike to Anonymous or WikiLeaks or whatever. I noticed that there are certain groups where they call themselves patriots
and freedom fighters,
and they use the word libertarian when in reality, yeah, freedom fighters. In reality, they're right-wing, racist son of a bitches. And
they're just barely below neo-Nazis.
Right. Correct.
Their ideology and their way of thinking, the way they think of people, it's chillingly, Stalin-esque and Hitler-esque of them.
Yeah. They they use the U.S. Constitution as a front, just like a massage parlor might use, let's say, a nail salon or something. And, it's a front. The Bible, one of their evangelical rewritten Bibles is a front also. They're phonies. They're racists. They're obsessed with people of color, immigrants of color. They no matter what I said to this guy about the total United States budget, how it's divided, how the pie is divided, he just blew me off. I kept on saying, when I mentioned military waste, he says, well, there's this guy that has a gun collection, and there's a particular rifle above his fireplace, above his mantle, that it's a collectible. He never uses it. I says, yeah, but when I'm talking about military waste, I'm talking about the taxpayers' money. I'm not talking about this man's private cash that he paid for to to increase his gun collection. This is this man's private money. I'm talking about the taxpayers' money. There's tons of military bloat that has to be trimmed, and it's like over 60% of the budget, where social services and welfare is 2%. But of course, that's no good if you're getting help and you're poor. I says, you know what? Conservatives have always waged war against the poor for decades, and they don't like immigrants of color, period.
Hey, Jimmy, I'm going to sign off soon. I want to just mention a couple things. Do me a big favor and post this video on my timeline while I'm in prison for another 22 fucking days. Okay. And I wanted to mention I'm on a new supplement called Plexus Slim, and I'm actually seeing results that I haven't seen in years. It's the first supplement that actually helped me manage my weight, and I'm hoping to lose more and more. And I'd post it in holistic healthcare, but I'm in prison. I can't do a fucking thing about it.
Well, since 1994 until I retired, I was for many years I was a certified personal trainer and certified nutritional consultant. And if you want to really melt away, stay away from refined carbohydrates like white sugar and white flour. You try stevia. Minimize refined carbs altogether. Eat more.
The product stevia in it. Plex Slim has stevia in it. It's just an incredible product.
Chromium.
I can't recommend.
Chromium picolinate 1,000 micrograms. Don't go for the mere 200 micrograms. It stabilizes blood sugar, which stabilizes your appetite. And drink lemon water, grapefruits, any of the high acid citrus fruits, especially lemon water. It's really good for getting rid of the unwanted fat. But once you cut out refined carbs, white sugar, white flour, you will see a drastic acceleration in body fat loss.
That's good. I'm all for it, brother. And thanks for providing a platform for me to vent. I really appreciate it. It's been a very difficult time for me.
I know.
I just accept this shit. I don't just go, oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for the cornholing without a reach around. Appreciate that. Thank you, corporate America. You're so kind. Thanks for letting me continue to work here. You're really nice to me.
I mean, the lack of respect and appreciation, and the lack of appreciation for you at your job is just as infuriating, if not more infuriating, than Mark Zuckerberg. It's actually more infuriating because it's a common trend. It's a pattern. It's a pattern, and
they'll get big bonuses while you get nothing. They're so greedy, and when Beelzebub welcomes them, they'll say, well, what did I do? You kept, money from the poor and the people that needed it more than you. That's what you did. Greed is what got you down here, motherfuckers.
Greed brings usury. It's in the Bible. Usury. Like a sleazy lying car dealer, or usury. It's like
man, they're charlatans. They're soulless. They're just the worst people in the world, and they think that they're great. I'm great. I like myself a lot. Like Zuckerberg says to himself every night in the mirror, I'm a good enough, kind enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. No, we don't. We don't like or respect you.
I'm surprised he doesn't have his head with a big nose on top of the main office of Facebook, lit up with LED lights and with a flashing nose, like Cheech and Chong. Was that Nice Dreams with the clown head on top of the ice cream truck?
Yeah. So let's sign off, brother. But once again, great talking to you.
Yes, and I want to say one more thing about diets. Remember, a pound of muscle burns like around 50 calories a day just to exist. So that means strength training, the more muscle you have, the higher your metabolism will be, the more body fat will be burnt. So strength training is more important and more efficient to weight loss than aerobics, because aerobics, you know, a pound of
It's
fat
good.
is like 3,500 calories, I think, to make a pound of fat, from what I understand. You know, so yeah, so definitely emphasize the strength training. But anyway, it was really a powerful show, even though we didn't go on for like 2 hours. It was a powerful show. We said a lot. We what had to be said, and I didn't expect your testimony about what happened to you at work, but I'm very glad you brought it up, because it's very important to America, because there's a pattern going on with this kind of treatment. So I'm very happy that you brought it up. But thank you, and I will see you in cyberspace, and I will post something on your page like I do.
You know what they say, brother? Hallelujah. The truth will set you free.
Right. And you're in prison for 24 days, is it?
23, 22 more. You know, I'm such a bad person. Naughty, naughty.
Yeah. Well, the main thing is you're back in Facebook prison once again. And again and again.
My Facebook watcher must be like a 65, 70-year-old woman. Oh, I'm so offended. Look at that. Oh, I'm so offended. Quick, quick, put him in prison. Or Bailiff, whack his pee-pee.
No, yeah, they're like the old ladies that call the cops on everybody on their block at the drop of a hat. You know, the nosy Mrs. Kravitz on Bewitched, the old show Bewitched.
Actually, probably a 20 or 25 or 40-year-old guy is probably the reality of it. So, yeah. All right, James.
All right, Chief.
Happy Sunday to you, and take care, and we'll talk again very, very soon.
Yes, sir. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.